Hi kids, so today I'm going to teach you the grammar part in chapter 3, page 23. So we'll start with the easiest part. So I just want to tell you about what I like to eat. I really love fruit. I can tell you I really love fruit. So sometimes I really eat a lot of different kinds of food. For example, this. Not sure if you know what it is, but it's actually cherries. I really like to eat a lot of cherries. But sometimes my mood changes and I just don't want to eat a lot of cherries. But I still like cherries, right? So instead, I will eat that, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 of them. So you will not say it's a lot, right? So instead of a lot of cherries, I would say a few cherries. Okay? So a lot of cherries versus a few cherries. Alright? Next, I also like meat, just like Matthew Hall, what meats does he like? He likes steak, right? Me too. So sometimes I really love steak, so I need to eat a lot of it. A lot of steak. Okay? But my mood changes again. So this time, not a lot of steak, but a very small one. I would say a little steak. A little steak. Now we have two kinds of food here. One is the cherries, one is the steak. Although there are two different kinds of food, but something here for them is the same. Something is different. Can you find them out? 3, 2, 1. I'm sure you're smart enough to find them. You can see if we want to talk about a very large proportion of that kind of food, say cherries, many of them, and steak, a very big part of it, we will still say a lot of. A lot of cherries and a lot of steak. Okay, they're the same. However, if you just want to say 1, 2, 3 cherries or a very small part of steak, they will be different here. For cherries, we will use a few, but for steak, we will use a little. Do you know why? Do you see here? Yes, I guess you know it. It is because cherries are countable nouns. That means you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for steak is uncountable. That means you cannot count it. You cannot say 1 steak, 2 steaks. No. You cannot count it like how you do it to cherries, right? So we say they're uncountable. For countable nouns, cherries, apples, oranges, all of these words you can add s, es or res to them, right? So we say they are countable. For countable words, we use a few like this, okay? However, if it is not countable, uncountable, just like steak, right? You cannot add s to it. Steak, rice, congee, you cannot add s to these words. We will use the word a little. Okay? So, countable, a few. Uncountable, a little. But if you want to say both, a very big proportion, both of them you can use a lot of. A lot of. Alright? Let me give you another example. Do you know what this is? Yes, you're right. It is rice. You can say we should not add s to it, right? So obviously this is an uncountable noun. For uncountable noun, do you remember what we use? Yep, we use a little. In this, obviously they're candies. You can see the IES at the end of the word candies, so this is a countable noun. Again, for countable nouns, we use a few, but not a little. Alright, don't mix it up. This is very, very important in this chapter. To conclude, we can use a chart like this to help you remember what we learned in these few chapters. For countable nouns, which is on our left, for example, candies and cherries. These words, you can add s to them. We will use a few. But for words that are uncountable, like rice, like beef or steak, we will use a little. But if you want to say many, 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 or a large proportion, you can just say a lot of for both of them. That's all for today. Complete the exercise below to check yourself. Try to look for some examples in real life so you really can use it every day. I'll see you next time. Bye!